The question that always rang out of my head was, why the oil batteries, Chris Watts? Why the oil batteries, Chris Watts? What is the symbolism of the oil batteries? I don't know about you guys, but ever since I started investigating this case, since the news broke of this case, those oil batteries always stuck out to me, as well as the sand dunes and the Mistress and the interviews and the code words. Leave Jim alone. Leave Jim alone. Neighbor Nate just happened to have handy old 1980 version, ultra grainy videotape that we can't see squat on, that this whole case is resting on. Well, let's get into the significance of the spiritual meaning of petroleum and why possibly Chris Watts used the oil batteries. What were they really doing at CERVI 319 ? Well, let's get into what I found. And was it time for a great reset? The number 11 represents a metaphorical gateway whose entrance beckons the integration of the duality or opposition inherent in human nature. Consider the image in the upper right. Do you see the 11 in the form of pillars to an entryway or gate? Not only does it look like the number 11, which represents duality, not only does it look like the arches, but it also looks like the Twin Towers from 9/11. Leave your thoughts. In my opinion, the arches or the 11 looks exactly like the Baphomet or Baal worship. Kabbalists say 11 should be regarded in contrast with the perfection of the Decad, the Pythagorean 10. Given the 10th Sephiroth in the Tree of Life, Malkuth, represent the material plane. The 11th Sephiroth is regarded as being the essence of sin. Occult philosopher John Hayden associated the number 11 with bodies of devils and their nature. Sounds like conjuring elementals to me. I find it fascinating that Chris Watts chose to discard his 2 young daughters' bodies in the oil batteries at CERVI 319, when not only do the oil batteries look like an arch or a gateway or the number 11, but they contain petroleum, which petroleum is something that is not what we think of every day. It's not something that we just pull up and fill our car or truck up with and drive off in. Petroleum is basically a being. It's basically an elemental. And of all the elementals, petroleum is the most powerful, as it's made from the blood of every living spirit from the beginning of time that has died. So I find it fascinating that 2 little girls, which back in ancient ritual human sacrifice, they would walk up the children up to the top of the pyramid to sacrifice them to their god Baal, correct? Right? Well, what is this looking like, guys? Let's see if there's any similarities. We know that everyone involved has some kind of involvement with an MLM, which pretty much stemmed from the Church of Scientology with their dubious looking columns in the front, as well as their mind control tactics that they use, because L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the Church of Scientology, created his version of the ancient mystery religions. And take note of all of these gates. They're all gates. They all look like the number 11. They're all occult in nature. L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of the Church of Scientology, was buddies with Aleister Crowley and Crowleyism and Thelema. Do you see the gates, the portals? This is going back to ancient times, some of these structures. And look how similar. Even the Salem witch trials hung in a what? A gate. Exactly like the ancient Aztecs. That's Alexis Sharkey, by the way, whose husband was also involved with the petroleum industry. That looks like a portal. Let's read what petroleum is really all about, and then you guys can decide. Here's a clip from a oil worker that worked on rigs in the sea and on land, and this is what he had to say about the oil industry. I felt that buckling of the knees and the lightheadedness, literally puking off the side of the tank, he said. And here's the odd thing. That's when we were onshore. When I was offshore, I wasn't exposed. I never even questioned. Why is it that I don't breathe the vapors offshore and I do breathe them in onshore? ? They've been hiding the real reason why all of the richest families in the world, like the Bush dynasty, aka the Crowleys, because Aleister Crowley's the grandpappy, why they buy up all of the land in the world where there's petroleum, I wonder. I wonder why we went to Iraq, guys. Side eye. It was widely just known among the people of antiquity that petroleum, or the tar seas, would either kill you, make you a god, or make you invincible. NIOSH and OSHA research showed that workers could be exposed to hydrocarbon gases and vapors when they work on or near production and flowback tanks. This means workers can face significant health and safety risk when they manually gauge or sample tanks. These risks are in addition to the risk of exposure to hydrogen sulfide, a well-recognized chemical exposure hazard for those who work in the oil and gas extraction and production industry. A sidebar is that they dig on land in the sea, and the Bush family, who's allegedly bloodlined with Aleister Crowley. Event Horizon was the biggest oil spill in the world ever, and Anadarko was involved with that. And yeah, that's another whole rabbit hole. Seemingly all roads lead back to petroleum and the hidden nature of what it really is and what it constitutes of, and what they do to make it come alive with ritual blood sacrifices, just like they did in ancient times. Just like Grandpa Bush, aka Aleister Crowley, teaches that the best sacrifice is a young male of perfect health and perfect looks. Here, a worker manually gauges a flowback tank. The thief hatch is directly in front of his feet, and the gas and vapor released is invisible. Upon opening, it releases gases such as methane, ethane, propane, and butane, pentane, hexane, benzene, xylene, hydrocarbon gases, and/or VOCs. Hydrocarbon gases contained in crude oil are under pressure. FLIR, or forward-looking infrared photograph of the initial hydrocarbon plume after a thief hatch on a production tank battery is opened. The plume later expands to many times its initial size, creating an oxygen deficient area minimally 20 feet surrounding the hatch. This entire time I keep envisioning the golden calf that they would put little babies inside and burn them alive in ritual sacrifice to Moloch Baal. Exposure to hazardous atmospheres and fire explosion risks will vary depending on tank contents and operating conditions, the presence of ignition sources, and other factors. How creepy is it that they match up these pictures? So my question has always been, did Chris Watts and NK and Jim and a whole bunch of other occultists, Luciferian, mystery religion, 2% of the population that hide everything from us and own everything from the air we breathe to the land we stand on, have a ritual at CERVI 319 where the oil batteries look like ancient arches or ancient columns from antiquity, ancient Babylon and Mesopotamia, the mystery religions. Did Chris Watts, like in my dream, have a whole group of people standing in a circle around the oil batteries while he walked the girls up there with a mask on and opened the hatch, which then made it look like they had been suffocated or smothered, question mark? The fumes from the hatch would have done that. Leave your thoughts below on all of this. And if you haven't seen the video of me telling about the dream I had when this case first happened, go check that out. I'll try and find the link and link it below. But I know it was one of the first 4 or 5 videos we posted on this channel. The Thunderbird Lodge is where Chris and Neke went sandboarding. Anywho guys, this is dark, this is deep, and it even gets deeper. So I have more on this. If you like this video and you want to support this channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and also hit the notification bell so you're alerted when we upload new videos so you don't miss anything. Leave your comments below on all of this, and thank you for walking with me. We'll be back soon.